Coming up on this edition of Speed Chronicles, Summer Heat.
Zig Media presents Speed Chronicles with Todd Lewis, powered by Rev TV.
Thanks for tuning in and checking out this week's edition of Speed Chronicles. We do it every week. You can check it out on the Rev TV YouTube channel or your favorite podcast platform. Please like and subscribe. We talk motorsports, all the biggest series, all the biggest stories. Not a lot of results focus. Great feedback so far. We appreciate it. Follow us on all the social media channels. Okay, let's start with IndyCar from this past weekend. Road America. It seems like this is everybody's favorite racetrack. If you're going and attending, if you're camping out for the weekend, staying for the weekend, you just love the atmosphere. It's fantastic. Food's pretty good too. If you're a driver, gosh, you love it. It's a 4-mile racetrack, wide open, lots of areas to battle, lots of cool and unique corners. It's just a super fun lap. It's everybody's favorite racetrack, road course at least, in terms of North America, or one of them. So you would expect good racing, and that's what we had during the race for IndyCar, which was fun. Lots of action, lots of side-by-side racing, some good battles, some good passes for position, lots of fun, lots of excitement. Beautiful Road America setting somewhere in the middle of Wisconsin. It's north of Milwaukee. It really is kind of in the middle of nowhere, but it's good. Everybody loves it. Drivers love it, and I really understand why. Lots of good racing action, super fun, and the familiar name up on the top step of the podium at the end of the race, and that is Alex Palou. We've talked about his incredible season so far. It continues past the halfway point of the IndyCar season now. 6 wins in 9 races. We'll be getting to the talk of how soon can he clinch once again later in the summer. But this is a remarkable year for Alex Palou. Kirkwood is the only other driver who has won in IndyCar this year. 2 winners over 9 races. It's been an amazing and interesting season to watch. It's also been only Honda-powered cars that have won this year. Super interesting from that aspect that it's only been Honda. Part of it is that it's Alex Palou's year and he's just got it down. But curious that Honda, in a year where they're trying to make a decision whether they're going to continue and participate in part of the series or not, just keeps winning race after race after race. The other part of this, of course, is that Penske is in a bit of disarray. They would normally be counted on to have scored a victory or 2 or 3 by this point in the season, but because of all the disruption and people dismissed because of the scandals, they're in a bit of disarray right now. They're going to bump along probably for the rest of the season. We'll see. You've seen the Foyt performance improve. That's been good. The McLaren performance has improved. That's been good this year. They're kind of the number 1 Chevy team right now, McLaren is. So going to be interesting to see. The television numbers came out for Road America and IndyCar, and it was a little under 800,000, 781,000, I think it was. And everybody's kind of, I guess it's not really great. And no, it's not. It's not really great. It serves as a reminder of how much work there is to do in terms of IndyCar and generating an audience. Overall for the season, they're up. That's because they're on network television in the United States for the season. The number is going to be up. It's a more accurate assessment of where you are, which is not very high up in the pecking order, and there is a lot of work to do. IndyCar also came out with a beautiful, rosy update that they will be debuting a new car in 2028. If you read the press release, you think everything is wonderful. Everything is fantastic. We've got this brand new car that's going to be coming out in 2028. This has been going on for years. When are we going to get a new car? When are we going to get a new car? 2.5 years from now, apparently, is when there'll be a new car out. It's inevitable because it takes at least 18 months to develop and put this together. And there was talk of a 2027 debut. It's unrealistic because it can't simply be done that fast. You've got to convince Honda to stay in if they're going to stay in, or if you've got to figure out a backup plan or 2 or 3. They've got the formula now, it seems, for the engine. Still haven't seen any renderings of what the car is going to look like, and I'm not sure that they know yet. So, but the announcement completely ignores all the yelling about the process that has taken years longer than it should have, and we're finally going to get it, apparently now in 2028. We'll see. NASCAR was at Pocono. They returned to the United States after the journey to Mexico. Race was a bit delayed by weather, got it in. Now they head to Atlanta for a Saturday night race. It'll look good under the lights. Atlanta, high speeds, those cars under the lights, that'll look good. That'll be a good looking event. The series shifts in coverage now from Prime over to TNT. Yes, short and sweet in terms of Prime, just 5 races. I think they got a lot of people's attention to be on the streaming service in the United States. No change in Canada in terms of coverage. But being on Prime, some different people in different roles, it was neat to see a slightly new perspective. Threw a ton of money at the shows and the broadcasts, because this is a new property for them. We'll see if that helps develop and change and add more things to some of the other coverage or not. The season tournament is going on in NASCAR. It starts this week. The March Madness style bracket that seeds drivers and they race head to head. It's an in-season tournament. The NBA did this the last year or two. I really don't know what happened with it. I don't know that this is going to be a success for NASCAR. It's a way to try to draw attention to the middle of the season when everybody's just kind of plodding along, going race to race, week to week in the middle of a long year. I don't know if it's going to help or not. I don't understand the seeding system. Apparently, that was the results of 3 races that helped seed the drivers. Denny Hamlin missed the race in Mexico, but he's the number 1 seed. I don't understand it. I don't really care. NASCAR continues to race every weekend. Formula One is getting back in action in the European continent this week, but that's not the thing I'm interested in. That's not the thing I'm paying attention to. The movie comes out this week. F1, the movie. Brad Pitt, the one that's been talked about for a year and a half or 2 years now. I'm really curious about it. I have deliberately avoided reading reviews and all the stuff about it of late. I want to watch it and make my own decision about whether or not I like the movie. I'm not going to freak out about whether or not the race scenes are completely accurate, or if you're watching something on screen and you look at it and say, oh, that could never happen in a race. That would never happen in a race. It doesn't work that way. If we're very adamant fans about the series and you see something that isn't completely accurate, move along. Don't fret about stuff like that. I'm more concerned about what the story is. Is it a good story that we're watching? In terms of this movie, I don't want to say I don't care about the special effects and the stunts, but it's not going to ruin my appreciation for the movie if it's a good story, because that's what I'm most concerned about. I think that's going to be the captivating part for me. I'll try to get to see it before I do the next episode, but it'll be a busy few days because travel is in the future. Finally, again, for the NASCAR Canada Series, Mother Nature apparently does not want NASCAR Canada to race on ovals this year because they have rained out the first couple that were on the 2025 schedule. Looked like we were going to the Autodrome Chaudière right after the season opener. Nope, rain. And it looked like we'd go to Sunset and that we'd finally get the first oval. Nope, postpone that race. The forecast, as of this recording, looks positive. We should be good to race this weekend at Riverside International Speedway. Super track. Love that place. Great racing. High banks, modeled after Bristol. Great side-by-side racing. Car count should be pretty good. Looking forward to getting back to Riverside out near Andy Ganesh. So we'll finally get the second race weekend of the NASCAR Canada Series in. And it's the last weekend in June. This is going to put a lot of pressure on teams because once we complete this weekend in Antigonish, the furthest point east, then we start moving into the real busy part of the schedule and the western trip where we head out to Alberta and Saskatchewan and then come back, and then there's Calabogie, and then there's GP3R, and then there's more trips to Quebec. It's going to be a very busy stretch in the July and August run for the NASCAR Canada Series. Those that are well organized and prepared and look after their equipment and travel efficiently are going to benefit the most. Not necessarily just the biggest teams. Of course, they may have greater resources, but the teams that are well organized, plan their trips, plan their travel, don't do a lot of damage. Those are the teams that I'm looking for to really benefit later on in the season, because it is really going to be a grind later on. But looking forward to getting back in action and the NASCAR Canada Series this week. And as I said, weather forecast looks good. Everybody's excited to get back in action and really chomping at it to get going. So hopefully I can get to see the Formula One F1 movie before next week's episode. We'll do a little review. There's lots of great racing action to enjoy this weekend. Thanks again for tuning in. Please like and subscribe wherever you get the podcast, be it YouTube, be it your favorite podcast platform. We'll do it again next week.